March 13th, 2022. Halfcast 261, episode 261. Let's go. Of course, I have a few things to share with you guys. An evening of reflection. Shall we? Woman stabbed date in revenge of Iranian's killing. That's why before dating people, you have to ask sometimes, are you healing from something? Yeah, the state of geopolitical affairs. I guess. Pick you up at 8. A woman stabbed her date whom she had met online in retaliation for the 2020 death of an Iranian military leader killed in an American drone strike, police said. Nika Nikoubin, 21, has been charged with attempted murder, battery with a deadly weapon, and burglary. Nikoubin and the man met online on a dating website, Henderson police wrote in an arrest report. The pair then agreed to meet at a Sunset Station motel. Don't know. Renting a room together. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that dates at the Sunset Station Hotel end in either meth or murder or both. No way. While in the room, the pair began having sex when Nikoubin put a blindfold on the man, police said. Nikoubin then turned off the lights, and several minutes later, the man felt a pain on the side of his neck. KLAS reported. What's messed up is that if you're the guy, you just think that this is the type of shit that she's into. Oh no. Oh no. Nikoubin reportedly stabbed the man in the neck for revenge against U.S. troops for the killing of Qasem Soleimani in 2020. Police wrote in a report he had nothing to do with that. He was just trying to get laid. U.S. forces killed Soleimani, a top general in Iran's military, in a drone strike in January 2020, which I'm super positive if she was to ask him about that, he would have no idea what she was talking about. Soleimani headed the Expeditionary Quds Force of Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, responsible for the Islamic Republic's foreign operations. He gained prominence for advising Shiite paramilitary forces fighting the Islamic State group in Iraq before it was defeated in 2017. She's not an unattractive woman, so this poor guy could have easily been one of a few, to say the least. After the stabbing, the man pushed Nikoubin off of him. Wait, this isn't sex. And ran out of the room to call 911. Nikoubin also ran out of the room, telling a hotel employee that she had just stabbed a man. When talking to police, Nikoubin told an investigator she wanted revenge. She said she had listened to a song called Gravedigger, which gave her the motivation to carry out her revenge. The man's current condition was not available, the Las Vegas Review-Journal reported. Heartbroken, people. The man's condition is heartbroken. I'm surprised to see she didn't try to flip it and say he tried something weird and she was just trying to protect herself. Florida man has police to test meth for authenticity. If you're in law enforcement, this is what they have to call a layup. A Florida man was arrested after calling police and asking them to test his methamphetamine's authenticity, according to officials. Thomas Eugene Colucci of Spring Hill, Florida, called the Hernando County Sheriff's Office on Thursday asking for officers to test meth he had recently purchased, according to a Facebook post by the Hernando County Sheriff's Office. Yeah, we'll send someone right on over. Colucci told officers that he was an experienced drug user and believed that he had been sold bath salts instead of meth. If you're experienced, you should know the difference. The man told police he knew what it should feel like and that the substance wasn't producing the desired effect. Colucci said he wanted the police to test the meth so others wouldn't buy fake meth from the person who sold it to him. Oh! The meth addict with the heart of gold. Officers conducted a test on the substance Kalushi provided and found that it was, in fact, meth. Officers placed Kaluchi in custody and took him to a local hospital for a medical evaluation before taking him to the Hernando County Detention Center. If you're a police officer, you have to give him one last hit before you arrest him. Come on. As a courtesy, he's helping the community. He was charged with possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, and given a $7,000 bond. It was not immediately clear if Colucci had retained a lawyer, and NBC News was not immediately able to reach him for a comment. The sheriff's office said that if a person doubts about the authenticity of any illegal narcotics you have on hand or have obtained from another person, the Hernando County Sheriff's Office is pleased to provide this service free of charge. Yeah. Oh my. NYC homeless man likely saved own life when he scared off serial shooter who wounded him by pretending to call 911. If it's one thing these streets are going to do, it's going to make you a quick thinker. A quick thinking Manhattan homeless man likely saved his own life when he scared off a gunman who shot him by pretending to call 911. Despite not having a phone, the gunman went on to shoot another sleeping homeless man to death just an hour later, and now cops are offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. The surviving victim, a 38-year-old man, was sleeping on King Street in Hudson Square when he awoke to the sensation of a bullet tearing through his right forearm at about 5 a.m. Saturday. Cops said, "What are you doing?" He screamed when he saw the shooter wearing all black, including a black mask, still pointing the gun at him. How sick do you have to be to just walk the streets looking to shoot homeless people? That man should have smeared some doo-doo on your face. The victim jumped up and faked putting a phone to his ear, even though he has no cell phone, and he said he was calling the police. Sources said, right. The spook gunman ran off east on King Street while the victim scrambled to a nearby red emergency reporting system box attached to a pole on Barrack Street. The gunman found his second target about 6 a.m. on Howard Street near Lafayette Street. He shot the sleeping man bundled in a sleeping bag in the head and neck and ran off west on Howard Street. You piece of shit. The victim was discovered dead in a sleeping bag almost 11 hours later. Cops were still working to determine his identity Sunday. The NYPD announced Sunday it is offering a $10,000 reward for help catching the sadistic shooter, a young, thin black man, about 5'4", wearing all black, including a black mask. Cops released surveillance images of the gunman Saturday. After the shootings, a task force of police officers and homeless outreach workers will patrol the subway system and locations where homeless people stay to encourage them to sleep in city run shelters, Mayor Adams said Saturday. Instagram users in Russia are told service will cease at midnight. Come on, man. How many Russians are over there? Like, I didn't even want this war. Now I can't get Titty Tuesday, no Woman Crush Wednesday. This shit sucks. Instagram users in Russia have been notified that the service will cease as of midnight on Sunday. It's probably crashed right now from everybody on Sunday after its owner, Meta Platform, said last week it would allow social media users in Ukraine to post messages such as death to the Russian invaders. An email message from the state communications regulator told users to move their photos and videos from Instagram before it was shut down and encouraged them to switch to Russia's own competitive internet platforms. Meta, which also owns Facebook, said Friday that the temporary change in its hate speech policy applied only to Ukraine in the wake of Russia's February 24th invasion. The company said it would be wrong to prevent Ukrainians from expressing their resistance and fury at the invading military forces, The decision was greeted with outrage in Russia, where authorities, I bet you got a bunch of backed up soldiers, have opened and start a bunch of infighting, have opened a criminal investigation against Meta. And prosecutors on Friday asked a court to designate the US tech giant as an extremist organization. The head of Instagram has said the block will affect 80 million users. Russia has already banned Facebook in the country in response to what it said were restrictions of access to Russian media on the platform. The message to Instagram users from the state media regulator, Roskomnadzor, described the decision to allow calls for violence against Russians as a breach of international law. We need to ensure the psychological health of citizens, especially children and adolescents, to protect them from harassments and insults online, it said, explaining the decision to close down the platform. Fun show, fun show, fun show. That being said, I'm going to wrap this one up, but I'll be sure to talk to you guys very, very soon. Adios.